So this is our first Sunday meditation, and we'll have a little break before the 11 o'clock first Sunday Dharma talk, which will be Lama Namgyal. And one of the things we'll get to talk about is how meditation affects us, how perhaps it affects you specifically this very day. It's different. It's usually different for different people, and it's also different for each one of us at different times. And that's part of the process of the practice. I'm curious, I can see you in the temple room. I'm curious how many of you are quite new to meditation. Those of you in the room and online too. Online, I kind of know. Anybody totally new? Not really. Okay, wonderful. And how many of you are here in person for the first time? Okay, I saw two or three hands, I think. Wonderful. Well, you're very welcome. And we hope this will be a good experience for you. I'll mention what is already familiar for a number of you is that the meditation we do on Sunday mornings is a meditation that is open to everyone and helpful, we believe, to everyone. In general, any meditation, even something as simple as watching your breath, which is part of what we'll do today, is something that you can do really at many levels of depth, you might say. So if you're quite new, I don't know if anybody is quite new, but even if you were, uh, you can sit down and have the intention to observe your breath, and you will gain something from that. You will be able to be with your breath sometimes and maybe notice when you get distracted before too long and come back to it. And that's already the beginning of meditative process. So-called meditation or the cultivation of attention, which we do today, is really often, frankly, very much a matter of catching yourself losing attention. And we have to recognize that. It's not a miracle that happens that we sit down and the first time, or maybe any particular time, we are 100% attentive in the way that we intend. So there's a learning curve. If you have been meditating for months or years or most of your life, observing your breath is still an increasingly profound practice. You learn to go more and more deeply into your stability, also into your clarity. Stability and clarity are two aspects that naturally come about as we meditate, and that we also find ourselves losing in the process of meditation. But they're two easily experienced um, tastes that you can just notice. Oh, yeah, a little clearer right now. Oh, yeah, a little, they're getting dull right now. Not that you need to have an ongoing narrative, but you are inevitably aware of your experience. And whatever your experience is, there it is. And that's what's important in the moment. We have an intention to sit down and meditate, to become calmer, actually to be kinder as well. And we do our best. And then what actually happens in the process is not so much entirely under our control. If you have any experience meditating, you know that. So you don't get angry at yourself. You don't scold yourself. You might smile at yourself. Oh, yeah, that's what they were talking about. Sometimes you get distracted. Yes, it's part of the process. Meditation, it sounds like some kind of solid thing, some kind of constant situation. But in fact, like life in general, it has vitality to it. It shifts and it's different for everyone. So some of the things we like to occasionally, and perhaps today, just check in and see, how it was for you today. And this is not to give you a grade or anything remotely like that, but just to get to know each other as practitioners. And there's a lot of pleasure and actually a lot of learning in that also, in our experience. So that said, the first thing that we do as part of our Buddhist orientation, and you might say part of a good human orientation as well, is we make the aspiration that our practice will be of benefit to ourselves. It benefits us to calm down. It's physiologically helpful, can lower your blood pressure some, can help you deal with the challenges of everyday life, which are pretty considerable these days. So we hope that will be helpful to you personally in this moment and gradually more and more in your life. Meditation is not just a cushion experience. It is, well, something like exercise, right? It's good at the time, and then it helps you in your activities. So we do have the aspiration that it be beneficial to us. Sitting in the room, sitting online with others, we have the aspiration that your meditation will benefit you, and that my meditation I also do in order to benefit you. We sit together, and inevitably, subtle tones of body English and so on, the feeling in the room, the feeling online, it's quite the case that just the fact of your own sitting in presence as much as possible is going to be helpful to the rest of us. And beyond that, as in this aspiration that we sing before all our practices, we are aspiring that our practice will benefit every living being throughout space. We like to talk about, we meaning the Buddhist tradition in general, especially the Mahayana tradition, which is the tradition that emerges about 500 years after the time of the Buddha in India and spreads, it earlier has spread to Sri Lanka and Thailand and Burma and Vietnam. And with the Mahayana arising in India, this will spread fairly quickly to China, Korea, Japan, and a little later to Tibet, Mongolia, and points west along the Silk Route as well. So this is a tradition, a global tradition, as you probably know. And particularly in the Mahayana, there's a phrase that's often used that living beings are as vast as space. Wherever there is space, there's some kind of living being. On this planet, we have, I don't know how many millions of species, and we ourselves, human beings, we're thinking of all kinds of beings wherever they may be. Because wherever there is life, there is also pain, suffering. At the very least, there is aging, sickness, and death for humans, and many struggles for all the different species on our planets as well. So with this aspiration, we can take a moment just to settle, if you're not already settled, in a position that will be comfortable for you and that's also upright, whether you're sitting on a chair or on the floor. The body being upright is kind of the embodied start of practice. There's more space for your heart. There's more flow for your energy when your upper body is straight. We take a moment now to wish well all living beings, to wish that they have happiness and its causes. Everyone wants happiness. Happiness has causes, many conditions. That's a big topic in our tradition. So to wish that everyone always has happiness in its causes is to begin to cultivate boundless love. To wish that beings be free from pain and its causes, the other side of the coin, is to begin to cultivate boundless compassion, love and compassion. To wish that all beings be both free of pain and live happily is to cultivate joy, joy in others' happiness. What a pleasure to be able to take joy in others' happiness, which is usually easy enough if we like the people or we think they deserve their happiness, but we get a kind of sour feeling, do we not? When those certain people who don't deserve it, who are unkind to us, are happy. So there's a whole practice in our tradition also to cultivate joy, joy in other people's happiness. And that's this third boundless state. And the fourth one is, may no beings ever cling to those who are near. That means be so super attached to your innermost circle that you kind of don't care much about anyone else. That's attachment. The Lama Namgyal's talk the next hour will be about attachment. So you can see that as we begin our practice, we are already oriented toward removing attachment. And not only may beings not cling too much to those who are close, but let us also not be hateful or denigrating of those whom we don't know, the other, the foreigner, the new person in the room. So this fourth one is the cultivation of equanimity. To be even-minded is actually a great benefit, not to be so rocked by the ups and downs of life, but just even. Yes, this is a problem, but it doesn't have to rock me to my core. It might, heaven knows. So we're cultivating these four qualities. Maybe cultivating is too strong a word at this moment, but the beginning of cultivation is aspiration. And we are taking a moment before we practice, and we do this with every practice, that our practice will, in fact, be beneficial to ourselves and also to all beings everywhere. And in this way, just to repeat, with these four lines, we're cultivating boundless love, boundless compassion, boundless joy, and boundless equanimity. And of course, to the extent that we eventually, over time, are able to strengthen these qualities in our own experience, well, our life begins to actually soften a bit, open up a bit, stabilize a bit. And we aspire to that for ourselves, for all living beings. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of water, and then we will sing this together. So you're seated comfortably, kind of straight, upright, shoulders relaxed. And if you like, I invite you, I like sometimes, in the busyness of life, we forget sometimes that we have a heart, we're in our heads, we're anxious, whatever it is we're engaged in. So I invite you to take a moment and just put your warm palm over your own heart, because that's really where these aspirational orientations, love, compassion, joy, equanimity, something you feel in your heart. May it be so. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. May all beings always be pain-free and live happily. May no beings ever cling to those near nor spurn those far. And we make this wish within the recognition that space will abide forever. The world goes on endlessly, round and round. And so long as there is pain in the world, may I be around. May I continue to exist in some form so that I can help and resolve pain. This is a famous verse from one of the most famous texts of Indian Mahayana Buddhism, Shantideva's Way of the Bodhisattva. It's also His Holiness the Dalai Lama's favorite verse. Same melody. Again, feel like you're singing from your heart. You're aspiring from your heart. For as long as space abides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain. And come back. So we begin now with this aspiration in place, and is present in our hearts naturally. To pay attention for a few moments to our own way of sitting. We've mentioned that already. So to cultivate attention is to come into the present moment. And the easiest, surefire way to come into the present moment is to sense your own body. Your body's always in the present moment. It's the mind that skitters back and forth, remembering the past, worrying about the future, hoping for the future. So take a moment now to be aware of the felt sense of contact with your seat. It's right there. You can feel there is a sense that you are in contact with your seat, whether it's a cushion or a chair, and just sense it. Simple as that. To the extent that you're sensing it right now, you are in the now. And what you're feeling in that contact is also support. Your seat is supporting you. And your body knows that. You can feel it. And I notice when I say this, how my seat is supporting me. I don't know if this is true for everyone, but I notice that without my thinking about it, I'm aware that the muscles of my lower body just kind of relax a little. I didn't even know they were tense, but they relax a little bit, and I feel more solidly held by my seat. And feeling held is a felt sense that translates for us into a sense of greater security, stability, safety. You're being held. And not only that, you're being held. The support that's coming to you is coming to you from the very center of the earth. The center of the earth is directly beneath you. You have a deep seat. You have deep support. So let yourself just relax into that support. Being at ease, easing into clarity is our way. Let your seat, let the earth herself hold you. How nice. You don't have to bear all the burdens of life yourself. You're being held. That's our first pillar, the profound support of your seat. And we include the earth in that. Its center, again, directly beneath you. It's always directly beneath you. So we cultivate a sense of support and safety. And that helps us be more at ease. Being more at ease helps us be more clear. As your upper body rises from your hip area, there's a natural kind of evening out of the horizontal extension of your rib cage. So unlike when you sit like this, leaning to one side or another, couch potato style, because you're sitting upright, your ribs are actually evenly spaced, and they each are supported by the one beneath, and they each support the one above, and so you have a kind of open space in the center of your chest, which means there's space for your heart, center of your chest, not your physical heart. Space for your heart to open, to relax, and to feel whatever you feel. That's the second pillar of support to your own skeletal structure. And here too, I notice sometimes that my shoulders are just a little bit, tense, or maybe even you find that your hand is almost in a fist. Let your fingers be loose and open. And just check and see if your shoulders, as you recognize that your skeletal structure is holding you, maybe the muscles around your shoulders or upper arms just are ready to relax a little bit. Your skeletal structure is holding you. You don't have to exert effort. That's what it's built for. Second pillar is the skeletal structure. And seated in this way, there's a natural alignment in the human body, an alignment from your crown to your throat, your heart, your deep belly. That means 4 fingers beneath your navel and 4 fingers inside. Some people think of it as a sense of balance. Center of your belly, we call that the navel chakra. And it's an important place in the body. It's the place in the body of greatest stability, actually. And that's why so many traditions, martial arts, all the Buddhist traditions throughout the world recognize the benefit of just being aware of this. Tibetan, it's called the Do, very simple. Hara, Dantian, Chinese. And so now you're aligned vertically. And that alignment is long and strong. The center of your navel chakra is in alignment with the center of the earth. Support is coming from there and rising through your body in alignment with your navel chakra, your heart. So that means your heart is also supported. When I say that, even though I've said it many times, and I don't usually think to mention it, but I do notice when I say, oh yes, my heart is actually supported by the support coming from the center of the earth and my own lower body, that it's subtle. It's a little bit of relaxation around the heart. Alignment continues from the heart to your throat, to your crown, and if you like, to the apex of space. You are part of a great alignment. And seated in this way, aligned in this way, we are poised to relax into clarity. Not the kind of dullness of a late night TV bash or reading something to fall asleep. This is relaxing into clarity, the natural clarity of your own being. This is a very important principle for us that we won't talk about now, but if you hang around for our other discussions on Sundays, your mind has a natural clarity. One of the famous things that Buddha said in an early sutra is that your mind, my friends, is luminous. That means clear, naturally clear, like clean water. But of course, things happen. Different kinds of perturbations come into the ocean of your mind, and the luminosity gets a little lost to experience. We find that when we relax in the ways that we're doing here, the mind can become clearer. It's not something you do or make happen. It's the natural expression of what you are. So, seated comfortably, so supported, so aligned. Mind does like to have an object. Until now, you've had your own body as an object and also my voice. But what about your breath? It's always there for you. What about letting your attention gently rest on your breath? The breath is something you can feel. And in this part of our meditation, we're interested in sensing the breath. You've been around a while. You may have learned many. There are many, many. Almost every tradition has some kind of meditation on the breath. I'm suggesting that we start with just being aware of the sensation, especially of your incoming breath. You can feel it. It comes in at your own pace. This is about being natural. So you're breathing at your own pace. It's comfortable for you. And for everyone, the breath comes in and it descends a bit into the body. And then at just the right moment for you, you exhale. And the exhale is a moment of relaxation, just naturally letting go. Letting go, you can feel of stress, of thought. And then at just the right moment, you inhale again. So let's do that together for several minutes. Keeping your attention with the breath, that means the sensation of the movement of your breath through your body. So you're feeling your breath, you're feeling your body. Both are always in the present. And sometimes your mind goes off into the past or future or thinking. And as soon as you notice that, it's kind of like waking up to the now. Oh, I've been gone. No problem. You start again. Bring your attention back to join your breath. That's it. So we'll do this for several minutes. You can gently check and see, are your shoulders relaxed? And you can also tuck your chin in just a little bit, and you'll feel a pull along the length of your spine. And that actually reminds you of the third pillar, which is this natural alignment through your body. Keep your thin chin tucked in just a bit and continue to observe your breath. If thoughts come, let them float away. You don't have to grab them. They'll vanish easily enough. So having experienced taking your breath as the focus of your attention, we now move to take sound as the focus of your attention. We're still cultivating attention, but it's just a little different feel. The sound that we use is the sacred syllable hong, like H-O-N-G, hong. And we sound it twice on one breath, again, as before, everyone at your own pace. It's a syllable of awakened mind. And sounding it, we feel just naturally that your mind and your breath and the sound itself are in complete union. And they are all also in the present. So here too, we're cultivating presence in the sense of being in the present. And the strengthening of attention. So I'll do it once, do it with me, those of you familiar with it. And actually, you can unmute if you like so that we hear each other. We're not meant to be in sync. And hearing the hongs all around us is part of the experience. So, Lama Namgyal, please join me. This is what it sounds like, but you'll do it at your own pace. Oh, there you go. Do this for a few minutes, unifying mind, breath, and to your breath. Back to your breath. And then out of the silence, once again, sound. Sound emerging from your chest center, from your heart, if you will. And we'll do this for a few minutes. And please do unmute. It's good to hear everybody participating. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead, unmute. Yeah, thank you. Your breath. Just let go, even of trying to pay attention to your breath. I'll just sit, just relax for a moment, not trying to do anything. And so in this way, beginning with our aspiration toward the four balanced thoughts, love, compassion, joy, equanimity, even-mindedness, another word for equanimity. We became aware of our three pillars of support: the seat, including the earth, your skeletal structure, especially the even placing and support of the rib cage, but the whole body's skeletal structure. And finally, most subtle and in some ways particularly important, that natural alignment through the center of your body. So we paid attention to that. And then we invited ourselves to let our attention rest on our breath and be aware of the in and down and the out. And no doubt many small things happened during this time. There was perhaps distraction or memory, difficult or pleasing memory, aspiration for the future, hope, doubt, concern, and everything in between. And then we began to sound the sacred syllable home and feel whatever you feel when you sound. You hear also, you feel, you're aware, and we moved back and forth between silence and sound. So it's a simple practice, and yet if we look into it, it may be that it affected us actually in different ways. So I'm curious, interested, invite you. How was this practice for you? Some of you have been doing it for years. Some of you, perhaps for the first time. It would be very special to hear. How was it? Maybe one moment that you'd like to describe. Or maybe you have a question. We always, for those of you who are newer, obviously this is an offering for you to take home and practice. So if you have questions about it, I'd love to hear your questions. The recording is always available after the fact, so you can go back to it should you wish. Yeah, so tell me something. How was this day for you, or a particular moment? Perhaps the movement from sound to silence. How was that? Thumbs up from Michael. Ah, okay. Thank you, Laurie. Brunel, one of you. Go ahead. Him. Okay.
Me?
Yes, you. Thank you.
Beautiful practice. And I loved finding my ability to concentrate on multiple objects.
Mm.
And I had a moment of sort of moving beyond objects, um, sort of reaching a deeper awareness of just presence of consciousness and feeling um, that I was attached to that consciousness. I was the doer, um,
Mhm.
and recognizing that, kind of connecting a little bit with consciousness beyond me that felt like, okay, I kind of think this is what enlightenment is, to be able to connect with a feeling that's beyond me and connecting with um, everybody.
Oh, thank you so much. So that's what can occur when you have a lot of practice in your life, as in your case. Very beautifully said. The going beyond the sense of isolation, I suppose, is another way to put it, through a sense of connection by going in to something that is maybe more universal than just our own particular ideas about this and that. Is that a fair rephrase of what you said? Or correct me if I didn't get it right. Yeah, thank you. So just naturally, we started with the aspiration that all beings be happy. And actually, when we in more detail do practices of cultivating love and compassion, which is a regular part of what we do, we find that a sense of connection with ourselves to start with, because often we don't know what we feel, but a sense of connection to others is actually an initial gesture toward cultivating love and compassion. So these things are very much in alignment. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Bruno. Someone else. The two people that, unless I'm mistaken, we haven't met before. James, have we met before online?
You're muted, James.
You muted James. James and Symbol, if I'm saying that right. Are we meeting for the first time? Have we seen you before?
I've personally been before in person, but this is my first time online.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. You look familiar. Well, thank you. Glad you're back again.
Glad to be here.
James,
James,
you're muted. At the lower left-hand corner, you need to press the microphone.
that red line across it. We'll wait till you find it. Emily can maybe help you out. And then people in the room, if we may turn to you for
There
a
he is.
moment. Yeah, very
James is
good.
muted.
What?
James is now unmuted.
Right.
Yes,
Have we
I'm-
met before, James?
yes, many, many years ago.
Well, glad to see you again.
Yes, I'm thrilled to be here.
Where are you geographically?
New York City.
Well, welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Would either of the two of you like to say something about your practice this morning? Or if you have a question or comment? Yeah, go ahead. Oh, you're unmuted again, James. You in the room, especially those of you who are new, maybe you're feeling shy. I hope not. But even if you are, I would love to hear from you, even if you'd just like to introduce yourself, your name, a little bit about yourself if you like. And that way we can welcome you, start to get to know you. I think Emily or Candace will be swift with the microphone if you raise your hand. Just say hello. I know where you are because you raised your hand before. We're glad you're here.
Hello, can you hear me and everything?
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Reed. I've been here a few times in person over the past few years.
Yeah.
I'm a student at HCC and I'm transferring to UH in the fall. And I just enjoy the meditation. I just find it very kind of relaxing, and you can physically feel like at the end of a session that, my muscles are like a lot less tense and you don't even realize you have this kind of tension. And then you meditate on it, and then afterwards you're like, wow, I can't believe I was holding all that tension. So it's very nice today.
Thank you, Reed, and welcome back. Yeah, it's really interesting that there can be, maybe others of you feel it too in your own way. I certainly notice it from time to time. You might feel there's nothing much happening in my meditation. I'm distracted. I come back to my breath. But yeah, lo and behold, just like you said, Reed, there's a sensation of difference, some tension that you didn't even know you had. Yeah. Anything more you want to say about that? It's quite important.
No, but I think it's just interesting how it's not just about like the mental component of like relaxing, right? It's also about the physical like response. So they're kind of tied together.
Yeah, totally. They're profoundly tied together. One of the things that's important that you're alluding to is, meditation is, to say, a whole being experience. It involves your mind, it involves your body, as you just said, and it also involves, what should we call it, your energy. You know, the sound of the home has a certain kind of feeling. Music, right, is energy. The music of the body are the pulses and the movements of energy, whatever you might call it, sensation through your body. And yeah, exactly as you're saying, meditation is about being in touch with all of those. And in a way, you know, kind of reintroducing yourself to your existence. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't know I was tense. Wow. You know, read, and meet Anne. This is how I am. It's important.
Right. You get kind of caught up on all the other stuff that you forget to check out yourself. But then it's very powerful to hear everybody like chanting at once. So it's a very like nice feeling, you know, to have everybody come together and then chant the Hong syllable together. So
Yeah, thank you for saying that. I always feel that too. It's not accidental that in spiritual traditions throughout the world, one of the things people do is sing. And yeah, it is a way of coming together. That's very nice. So we could go on, but that's quite a few things already. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else? Question, comment? Do you feel a little different after the practice? Like Reed, or is he the only one?
Hi, Lama. I'm not new. This is
You
Sewa.
are not.
Greetings from H-Town. It's hot and humid.
I know.
I just want to thank you for tonight meditation. I think the transition from doing yoga earlier and
Oh,
here on the cushion and all the reminders that you gave us, like be kind with yourself, you're doing it right. Even though that I have practiced before, it really helped me. So thank you.
thank you. Thank you for mentioning the yoga. I'm interested in how that's affecting people. So you felt that was of benefit to do the yoga first?
Yeah, it was very easy to transition to the cushion. I was already relaxed. My muscles were already relaxed.
Yeah, and you're already somewhat in your body after doing yoga, which is, you know, helpful. For all that meditation does have a lot to do with the mind, as Reed said, as you're saying, there's a lot to do. The body is very much involved in practice. That's why we pay attention to posture and we pay attention to our sensation. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Selwa. Not new, Selwa. Someone else. Oh, we're almost out of time. So please, or whatever you find valuable, take it home. If you don't already have a daily practice, I think most of you do, have one. It's very easy, no cost, benefit. Take a few minutes in the morning, in the evening, and just sit. Even sounding home a few times becomes associated with a state of more ease. It doesn't take long. Watch your breath for a few minutes. It can benefit you and hopefully benefit others. May this practice be of benefit to you, your family, those around you. We will take a minute or so break, and Lama Namgyal will continue talking about attachment. And Kaisu has just appeared. Wow. Hi, nice to see you. We
Do
already
you not want to
mentioned,
do the prayers, Annie, and the announcements?
oh, okay, we could. So we'll do,
Dedication.
all right, we'll dedicate, then I was thinking of this as a unit. But yes, perhaps not everybody's able to stay right now. We always dedicate our practice after we do it. And we'll dedicate it at the end of the Dharma talk as well. So I'm practicing in order to become realized. So a standard way to say this in the Buddhist tradition is to become a great Lama, a great guru, a great teacher, basically a realized person. And once I get there, it's like once you can swim really well, you can be a lifesaver. I took life-saving in camp. So when you can open up some of the ways that Brunel was talking about into deeper and deeper states, of awareness and realization, you can help others get there. And that's what we aspire. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru. Lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom shine in us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala. So be it. Be well.
We can read it, but we'll read
Namgyal
the
will
names.
begin. Do we have names to read?
We have names to read. I'll read them.
Okay.
Today,
Do you want to come?
Chat.
Mm.
And the names to read are in the chat.
we dedicate merit to everyone throughout space, including today Sono, Ayush, Arushi, Christopher Nguyen, Robert Wilcoxon, Alex Faith, Ashley, Missy, Jordan, Carol, Ann, Camachos, Rita, Jamie, Andrew, Maria, Monica, Larry, Benjamin, Tlalok, Twele, Mom, Terry, Cindy, Brad, Nathan, Mike, Claudia, Abraham, Catherine, Tekla, Anna, Andrew, Jessica, Valerie, Amy, Tex, Nancy, Darcy, Dad, Mom, Danny, Carolyn Streebling, Robert's mom, Madeline's healing, Cheryl's healing, Pat's healing, Lama Namgyal, Lama Rigzin, Lama Sherab, Linus Johannes, Stephen Garup, Joni Bardo, Johnny Bardo, Danny and Lauren, Ramon and Marciela, Roy and Marciela Urueta, Angel Soli, Debbie White, Alice Purcher, Deloitte Parker for health, Dalia and Sudarshan and Finn. I suggest that we allow everybody to take this.
Ani Ladran for
Dani
health.
Ladran. I suggest we take 1 or 2 minutes. Actually, people get up, stretch their bodies a little bit, and we'll start the Dharma talk in 2 minutes. But just get up and stretch a little bit and move your body around. I heard you.